hiring. Anybody looking for a job, you come to Brandon. But you got to move to Arizona, where it's hot.
I'm actually hiring myself for a personal assistant. Some may call it gardening, but the job is simple. All you got to do is plant tulips.
Oh, like tulips or tulips?
Yeah, plant your tulips right here.
Walked right into that one. Come on now.
I know, right? Man, it's been a while. I feel like let me introduce, and then we can kind of just jump right in because there's a shit ton of things to talk about. What's good, piglets? It's your boy Taylor B, and I'm joined by my pretty consistent co-hosts Daniel and Joey. Welcome to another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. And before we go any further, be sure to click that follow or subscribe button. And remember, Culture by the Uncultured is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Culture by the Uncultured. Fuck how you guys are feeling. Let's just jump right into the
Time out.
What's up, man?
Consistent, huh? Throwing shots. Okay.
Okay.
What's up, DJ?
Well, there's so much that happened over these last couple of weeks. Okay, well, first and foremost, as you guys know, me and Daniel have consistently listened to the Joe Budden podcast. They seemingly broke up, at least temporarily. He claims that the other two castmates are going to come back. Most people are speculating that that's not going to be the case, but I also did see that they have been interacting like on Instagram and stuff, like liking each other's pictures and whatnot. So I don't know, they could be trying to mend their friendship and like in such, you know, like I know Rory was on another podcast. He said that you either stay in business together and lose the friendship, or you lose the business and the friendship. You know, so it was interesting, and then seemingly right after that, he wasn't on the podcast anymore, along with Maul.
Sounds like too much pride is in the way. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about it. They talked about it for like an episode and a half about kind of like little details and incidents of why. Like there was been a consistency of Rory kind of challenging Joe to a fight, like physical fight. And then like Joe would kind of like chill out, bro, or whatever, you know. And then like they would just resume the podcast or whatever. Just stuff like that, and then of course
chill out in a way where he's like, you really don't want this, chill out, or is he like, hey, we're on the same team, chill out?
Yeah, like hey, we're on the same team, like we're friends, like what the fuck, like
yeah, but we don't know how he acts off the podcast, so
true, exactly.
Just throwing that out there.
That's a definitely a big deal. Obviously, other people that are not in the podcast, like viewers and stuff, kind of speculate that it's the deal thing, because I think like the Spotify deal was like it's a lot of money, it was millions of dollars, but he kept saying no. But then from what they have discussed, that the money isn't an issue because they're making it the same amount, if not more money than they would have if they would have stayed on Spotify, you know? So
dude, it's pretty simple. If you're just don't be a jerk. If you guys like having the podcast and you don't mind the income that comes from it, what's so hard about that? Bro, look, I'll just keep it real. We are not the Joe Budden podcast. Yeah. We are the, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just friends who like to get together and talk.
Yeah.
And if we were getting money, you think we'd argue? I'm sorry,
bro. I'm sorry. That's why I really don't think that's it, because they kind of all have their own thing outside.
Exactly.
But so I think it's just like personalities, and like one of the things about Joe is that like he constantly cuts people off and like talks over people. That's like a huge thing that like his fans talk about all the time. Like, dude, like let this fool talk, let him say what he has to say or whatever. And then he has a tendency of getting very aggressive. But he stated multiple times that like that's just how he is. Like he's not getting aggressive, like he's angry at like while he's talking to somebody. That's just how he gets excited, and he like sounds aggressive when he talks. But I mean, I don't know them personally, so I have no idea how to gauge like their situation, if they're indeed going to come back or not. But it is what it is.
Yeah, Joe always been a hothead though, even throughout his rap career and all that. He's always been getting himself in trouble. We all seen that video of him chasing them kids down the street that was at his house, and he was just trying to say what's up, and Drake fans and everything like that. So
the dirty beater in the rocks.
Yeah, the dirty beater in the rocks. So he's always been a hothead. He's always going to be saying stuff that's crazy. And a lot of times they just take people the wrong way, no matter if you're friends or not. Like, I'm pretty sure even us, if I get to popping off saying some of the wrong stuff, it's still going to be a problem no matter how long we've been friends.
You know? And then, he's got that history with the medicine cabinet. So people don't really let go of your, you know what I mean? Like some people will always use the negative side of your story against you, regardless of how you're doing. So
he said the history with the medicine cabinet. Oh my god.
I mean, he is Mr.
Not
Rage
real,
Against the
though.
Machine.
You're not wrong. It's just the
real.
way you phrased it is kind of funny though. It's all history.
What do you want me to say? Go with a joke that's way too soon for the recent story that's been going. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he was on crack. I'm just playing on you.
No, I'm talking about the Rough Rider himself.
Yes, DMX. Unfortunately, DMX has seemingly suffered from an OD, and he's in grave condition. It's not looking too well, folks. Pretty much at this point, it looks like he's brain dead. He has no real brain function. His family and pretty much his family so far has seen him, I believe. I think his lawyer has got word about his condition, and they're like pretty much waiting for his longtime manager and friend to come see him too. It looks like his family's going to be faced with the tough decision of taking him off life support. Before we got on here and we're discussing this situation a little bit, I was thinking to myself, this is kind of like an even sadder situation because like most of the time when artists pass away, it's like it's artist found dead in whatever hotel or whatever place, you know what I mean? It's just, that's the end of it. But in this particular situation, we kind of had a moment to kind of like, I don't want to say goodbye, but like, kind of rally around him to hope that he survives, you know what I mean? Versus like we don't usually have that chance with other artists. They're just gone, it's done. But in his case, we kind of had a chance to be like, come on, like pull through, man. Like, the world needs you. Like, like you gave us a lot, man. We still waiting on you and all that stuff, and
I kind of prefer that he would rather have just gone, to be honest. Like I there's two sides to that coin where you're like, it's, maybe it's better this way for the family and blah, blah. But at this point, like, I've never been in that situation. So is he sitting there like thinking about stuff in his thoughts? Because I know myself, I'm an avid overthinker. And even though you try to find clarity in what you would probably consider your final moments, that would be complete torture to me. And I shared that in our group chat earlier. I said, if I'm ever in that state where I'm sitting there like a literal potato, if I'm in the vegetable state, bro, throw a function and call it quits. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let me sit around, because if I'm in there in my thoughts, bro, I'm just probably crying on the inside and not physically able to do it.
Yeah.
So like, just don't waste your time with me.
It's like a physical prison.
I can only imagine just being on like the edge of heaven and be like, I can't let you in till they let you in, type of thing. I'd be yelling back, y'all better let me in here in this Jones.
And I just want to let, if ever comes a time where, if I pass away first, I got a few requests while we're at this, to be honest. This is some real shit. This is not even no jokes for the pod. This is some real shit.
All right.
Do not put my face on a tall tee, and do not, please do not make the picture look like a freaking a mixtape cover from Dat Piff on 2006's Double XL. Like, please, I'm tired of the long live so-and-so, and it's somebody holding a bottle of Henny with the stupid doves in the corner. Don't do that.
Oh my God.
Hey, don't tell everybody, hey, everybody, we all wearing red and white to the feet. Don't do that. Don't get me one of those freaking chariot things with the see-through glass for people to look at me while I'm dead. Don't do it. I'm tired of the ghetto shit. And if you worried about somebody coming to the thing and acting the ass or arguing with anybody else, tell them they can Zoom it, because you ain't coming. Okay, will be there. I will be at my funeral, and I will pay attention and look around. Okay, just don't, and make sure everybody moisturizes. I've been to way too many funerals.
Oh my God.
I see some ashy ankles, and I'm not doing it.
This man got some requests for real, man. Shit.
Man, have some respect.
So yeah, that's a definitely an unfortunate
situation. The mixtape photo is the absolute worst. Leave me off of that thing. I don't need the horrible Photoshop with me sitting on a cloud posted with a bottle. I don't need that. Please miss me with it.
Speaking of photos, how about Bad Baby and those photos, huh?
Oh, I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
For those of us,
wait.
Okay,
You went and got an OnlyFans?
No,
just to look or what?
No. I was just trying to make a good seamless transition. Because he said photo, and I was like, oh, that'll work. I was trying to think about how in my head I would transition to the next topic, but so Bad Baby. For those of you that don't know her, she's the Cash Me Outside girl. You know, she was on Dr. Phil. I think she was like 13 or like 12 or something like that.
That felt like ago. So long ago, and she's barely 18.
Yeah,
it makes me feel weird already that I knew about this person when she was 15. What the fuck do I care?
So from that moment, I mean, she's kind of, there was like her and like this young like Asian girl, I forget her name, but they were kind of like both like kind of like
too young.
Their fame was about like being ratchet, basically. You know, they're like just acting an ass all the time, being dumb. You know, like just talking shit or whatever, right?
You mean being teenage girls? Oh,
I'm not gonna say that, but if that's what you want to say,
I mean, come on, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
All right.
Let's get canceled today, guys.
Let's get canceled today.
So down.
So then she, you know, dipped her foot in music. I think she had like a Snapchat show for a little bit. Like they were like, you know, going over her life in like the music world or whatever. And then
music world.
Like, obviously she has been a minor this whole time. I think she actually dated NBA YoungBoy at one point too, which is a little bit weird because he was an adult and she was a minor as well. Like
who hasn't?
19, and she was like 16 or something like that. Anyway,
21 with like 12 kids.
Yeah, for real, right? That's crazy.
Real attractive.
So I guess now she turned 18 like a week or so ago, and then I guess a couple of days after her birthday, she decided to start an OnlyFans. And with that OnlyFans, which was on April 1st, so a lot of people thought this was a joke at first, but apparently she released like her earnings in 6 hours, I guess. In about 6 hours, she made $1 million off of like 750,000 via like subscriptions, like 5,000 in messages, or was 5,000 in tips, and then like 250,000 in messages. And boy, let me tell you, it's super creepy. One, because obviously she just turned 18. And it kind of makes you think like how many of these people have been like waiting for her to turn 18. You know, it's an odd, that whole like that part is like the weird part. You know what I mean? Like that transition of a young lady turning, you know, from a minor 17 to 18 and now she's legal. It's so weird to think about that number, and it kind of makes me
that's an overstatement, you calling her a young lady. That is anything but a young lady.
She's essentially
I said that she's all right.
My main point is that in our society, I find it very weird that people are so okay with kind of like hooking up
nosy,
with people or like no, not even nosy, like hooking up with people or like being interested in people that age group. Like there was something, I don't know if you guys remember Johnny. There's something he used to say to me, and it was a joke at the time. I don't think he thinks that way anymore, but when we were like fresh out of high school, we were like 18, 19 years old. He had a girlfriend that was a senior in high school, or she was a year younger than us. So yeah, we were like 18, she was 17. And he used to make this joke saying like, you know, I like high school girls because I keep getting older and they keep staying the same age. And I was like, that's creepy. It is funny, but it is kind of creepy. But at the same time, people, there's like, obviously, clearly there's people that still think that do think that way, you know, with like, whether we want to believe it or not, there's a handful of society enough to pay that lady $1 million, you know, where so there's people out there that definitely are thinking like
and
that.
That's not even the craziest part. Like you mentioned the craziest part in the chat one time. Like she just turned 18 and got OnlyFans. The picture looking at, she was 16, fam.
I did mention that.
She definitely could have been 17, potentially younger. It's definitely super odd.
It's almost like no matter how we approach this or like an objection to it, like if we don't exactly agree to there's so many different aspects to the situation. One is that the one that I dismissed the fastest is, are girls literally waiting to turn 18 to do things legally for a profit? That's one. So she's a primary example. She's also a bit of a clout chase, if I'm being honest, always has been. You would know that when you're not embarrassed by the thing that gave you notoriety in the first place. You being obnoxious, very too. There's a lot of kids who grow up too fast and they're mature, but the type of growing up fast, she didn't care. Granted, she didn't have the best mother figure around. I did watch some of that Snapchat story. I did read up on stuff and hear some stuff. Yeah, I totally get it. But I expected this. Did you not expect this? Like, right?
I wouldn't say I didn't expect it, but I just didn't really. I guess, like for me myself, I just didn't think about it. It's not surprising though.
Who are we? I had that idea in my head for like at least a year when she was doing that, when she started coming out with the music and all that. And I watched one of her videos and I was like, oh, she's just waiting, bro. She's
dressing risque.
She can do, dressing hella crazy. I'm like, as soon as she turns 18, it's gonna go off the Richter scale with this chick. Like, I knew it.
Because a year ago they were already making the comparison memes about between her and the girl from, what's her name, the one that got into that beef with the baby, Joe. Yeah. So I saw a meme where it's like, this is a 17-year-old, this is a 17-year-old. Here's their actions, here's how they dress, here's this and that. And it's like, well, yeah, for present day, for 10, 15 years ago, one seems out of place. But if I'm being real, there's a lot more girls who are 17 doing the bad baby stuff than there are the JoJo Siwa stuff. And I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, if I had a daughter, I would prefer one act like a fucking child because you are one. But but for real though, like, we're 30 years old now.
Yeah.
That's not old.
Well, I'm 29, but whatever.
That's not old. But think about it. Around the year 2000, we were 10-ish. The difference from the time we're 10 to now is so stupid. Oh, yeah. So stupid. From when I was finishing high school, I didn't have a cell phone until I was a senior in high school. My senior had one. My sister had one for a year, but she's a girl. It just, things happen. You got first graders with iPhone X and later. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got kids that are like, and obviously the reason is, it's for safety or emergencies. But all these phones come with internet, bro. And everybody's susceptible to the same stupid media and influence and this and that. Are we more disappointed in Bad Baby for taking that route that millions of other people already take? Or am I more concerned with the people who actually wanted to see her content that fast? And now, granted, if everybody who saw her content was dudes 18 to 21 years old, and maybe some girls who are fans, because obviously there's going to be girls who are fans. What are the specs on the subscribers? Like, are most of them dudes 30, 40 plus years old waiting for this girl to?
That's the tough part. That's really the tough part, because it's like,
but does it matter?
Everybody's gonna have their own like, I don't know, like guidelines of like what's too young.
Twist on it. It's your aspect. Stuff, It's your specific aspect that, so like,
makes some people be like, well, she's legal now. That's not weird, but it's like, nah, like, it's weird.
They're gonna say whatever helps them sleep at night. That's all they're gonna do. Sure. Cover your emotions.
Definitely. Yeah, it reminds me of an old Eminem song where he was like, don't mess with this chick. She's only 16 years old. And then like his other side of this, he's like, hey, he was like, hey, look at her bush. Does it got hair? And I was just that whole situation, and it reminds me of that song, bro. And I was just like, oh my God, this is terrible. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, just to think about like how many of these old dudes are out here, like 60s, 50s, 40s, that know about this chick that was like, is that the girl that was fucking Dr. Phil that way? Oh my God. And then now looking at it with their grandkids, it's super weird, bro.
Well, let's hope they're not looking at it with their grandkids. Jesus Christ.
It's weird because
some corner of Mississippi and Alabama is happening. I'm going to just say that right now. But
shout out to all our Alabama subscribers.
And it's
I said a certain corner. I didn't say all. Yeah.
A large part of me wants to be more upset with the people who continue to fulfill that lifestyle and that aspect of life, like get it by any means, even if it means, because like disrespecting yourself and morality is self-based. just because a group of people feel that something is more acceptable than something else, if I don't agree, I can sleep at night because I don't feel shame. I don't feel, like I deserve to be seen as a negative example. But for people, they're willing to bypass any emotion that has to do with guilt, shame, morality for the paper. So what am I to tell some, and especially me, somebody who grew up, I grew up poor. What am I supposed to tell somebody else who feels like they deserve more money than what they grew up with? Now, granted, she's probably not broke anymore, but it's making $1 million in
6 hours.
6 hours.
That's a crazy.
Okay, I got a question. Y'all got a daughter? Would you allow her to have an OnlyFans just for one day if it was worth $1 million?
No.
That's
just one day.
It's a very tough.
My daughter's not gonna know what the internet is. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yes, the fuck she is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break the internet is. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
Oh, he said we live on a compound out in the middle of Oklahoma. Shit. It's tough, like not for the daughter aspect, but just kind of like even like just for like let's say your significant other. Like let's even say your significant other.
We had a show about this already. We had a podcast about this.
Yeah, it's just tough just because like obviously when the first thing that comes to mind when you say OnlyFans is probably nudity or pornographic material.
Even though it's not meant, it wasn't meant just. It wasn't meant for that.
And there's people on there that are just like they're taking maybe lewd photos or like photos of their feet because there's hella dudes that are giving off. That's their thing, man. Like, oh, here's a new feet pic, whatever, and it's just like, so there's definitely like if I knew or like could check and be like, look, my girl or whatever is putting out there, like she's putting out feet pics. All right, bet, go ahead, do what you got to do, what you want to do or whatever. But if I find out like that's not all she's giving out there, she's opened up the Buddha hole, like and all that, busting it wide open for everybody. That's
she out there in a Playboy Cardi concert. Open it up. Like, nah, it's not okay. Yeah, with me in today's age, bro, I just pray to God I have a boy. Like the pressures of having to raise a girl right now and all the different temptations that comes with raising a girl and all the predators that are around, and like I couldn't do it, bro. I would definitely have to be like, nah, I need a boy out here, fam. Not to say anything against women or nothing like that, but I'm scared of something to happen. I'm scared of me having to do something because somebody did something with my daughter. With a son, I can be like, hey, go handle your business, learn how to fight, something.
Learn how to fight.
I'm gonna be.
I just got raped by 6 dudes. Learn how to fight.
Learn how to fight.
If you have, as a man though, just speaking because we're all men. As a man though, when you. I would guess because I don't have kids, but as a man, this is how I would approach it. If I have a daughter, if I have women in my family, my mind would rest a little easier at night if I have a solid woman to have those discussions with them. Because obviously as a guy, even if you have a good dad, as soon as a guy talks to his daughter or a girl or whatever about boys and stuff, they hit this switch. They just turn it off. Like you're just talking out of jealousy. You're just angry. You're this and that. It's hard to have these talks with women. That's why I feel like the only way we're going to get the lady, not say all the way back, because I know a lot of really great women, but the ones who, advocate for being a lady all the time and not just going and get it, even if it's temporary. Because you hear a lot of stories about even strippers. Oh, I'm still in school. I'm still this. I'm still that. Totally great. It's only a temporary thing. That's great. But let's be honest. Nowadays, it's not a good chance that people live this lifestyle and feel the energy and the money from it and just stop. People don't. Especially when you have girls or boys, I don't want to say, but you have people who are barely of age, 18, 19, 20. You see them already getting incomes that would have taken them 10, 20 years after college to accumulate. In a world or in a country where the economy is in the shits. So what do I tell somebody? Not put yourself in a more comfortable situation. I'm not using that as an excuse, but I can only be so upset with somebody else's lifestyle choices because whatever you prioritize for you, if it's money, that's not me. But if that's what it is for you, just know that you have to be tough enough for the lifestyle that you're choosing. So when you do things like stripping and selling photos and prostitution and selling drugs and this and that, just like a drug dealer, you have to be tough enough for the lifestyle choice and career choice that you're making. You got to know that there's a chance I go to prison. There's a chance somebody come over, try to kill me. There's a chance people try to beat me up, rob me. Are you tough enough for that? Yeah, then have at it. If you want to sell booty pics all the time and shake ass and this and that, are you tough enough? Are you tough enough to have people call you a hoe, a slut, a this and that, come after you? If you're not tough enough, don't do it. But don't live that lifestyle and then start crying about it when people don't agree.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, don't come back 10 years later talking about respect me and this and that after you was just giving out booty pics and all this type of stuff for money and all that. Don't come out with this whole respect me 10 years later. Now, everybody's going to remember you for one certain thing. It was your decision. Live with it and deal with it. What? Move on from there. Make a business out of it. Hell, you already made money off it. Just continue.
Just remember that when you choose a route, there's people that are on that route and people who aren't. So if you're choosing to be a stripper or, somebody who's in like sex work or your body, things that you're selling that you don't necessarily need to do, you know what I mean? Like the morality thing, whatever. You got to know that there's naysayers if you go this way. Well, stop arguing or trying to convince anybody who's on this side. As soon as you chose that side of the road, this is your world now. Don't go back and forth with them. That's what too many celebrities and people of notoriety do. Stop arguing back and forth with the people who are against it. As soon as you made that lifestyle choice, boom, you can ignore all of this. But these people don't. They go back and forth on social media. They break down. They start popping pills and doing stuff like, I couldn't do it. People were saying, that's your fault for allowing it to inhibit your mind. The same way you blocked off that side of your mind to choose this life, that's the same mindset you have to have throughout. If you're not tough enough for the lifestyle, don't do it. It's that simple.
For sure. Let's move on for there because this is about to run out. I have an idea to keep it going.
Re-record?
Well, I don't know if that'll work or not, but I was going to have one of you guys make a meeting and then we'll start another one. But moving on from there, some good news. Comic-Con is set to be happening in San Diego again in November in person. We'll see if that actually happens or not. Obviously,
it's gonna be only if you're vaccinated. It's only people get vaccinated.
Yeah. Prince William was voted the sexiest bald man alive. It's an insane stat that I don't know something about royalty. Prince William, the one that used a lot of women used to think he was fine when he was younger. Now he's like bald and decrepit looking because he's one of the evil ones.
That was because he was royal with money. This dude was not a child. Like, I'm not gay. You're not gay. Daniel's not gay. We all know who's not attractive, and that dude's not attractive. I'm sorry.
Facts. What else? Boozie's IG account was deleted after he paid a guy $500 to let him slap him. Boozy tweeted that Mark Zuckerberg is a racist. Boozy be out here wilding, man. I don't really know how to quite peg him, but I feel like I wouldn't really like him as a person. But sometimes he says
we can't tell Boozy nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a cancer survivor, and he did everything his way, and he has a bunch of kids that he takes care of. True. You can't tell Boozy nothing.
I do want to say though, this one time I got fucking super high, and we listened to that song by Boozy, the cancer song, and I could not stop laughing.
It was horrible. He makes bad music.
I could not.
He makes really bad music. I ain't going front. Boosie makes
so bad. I felt
one out of every 20 Boosie songs is listenable, and it actually might slap. Sure. But that other 95% is not the business.
The final.
I'm just picturing Boosie on his background. It's from How High, and it's like Powder Me. He's got his hand out with the baby.
Jesus Christ. The final thing in our stories, because I'm sure there's more stuff that I just forgot to add. But the Little Nas X controversy, the music video and the shoes. Where do we?
Oh man.
It's a lot,
Oh,
and we're probably
man.
gonna run
Oh,
out of time
man.
talking about this. But
Man, fuck him and them gay ass shit. No, I'm just kidding.
It
just
happened last
kidding.
week, and people kind of like kept talking about it for a
They're
while.
acting like that's what people were saying, though.
Yeah, I think Trippie Redd yesterday like took a picture on Instagram, and they were talking about, oh, he has the Lil Nas X shoes and stuff like that.
Nobody cares what he does either. His name's Trippie Redd.
I think Nike sued the company that worked with Lil Nas.
Now, did they really, or are they just reporting that because they saw the backlash and now they're like, oh,
I don't really know. People were saying like, oh, they had the holy water shoes and whatnot, but people are kind of guesstimating that because of the backlash that Nike decided to take action instead of like, because people do stuff like this all the time, get whatever Nike shoe, customize it, and then sell it for more profit or whatever. But I guess for this particular shoe, since there was so much controversy, obviously religion kind of runs the world.
Nike's worried about hold on. Nike's worried about the perception of them possibly having shoes with satanic and evil things on them. But It's okay to still have your shoes made in Thailand by a bunch of 6-year-olds. No, that's cool. That's perfectly fine with me, though, but whatever.
Yeah.
Talk to these niggas.
We gonna talk today.
It's definitely a wild situation. I mean, I heard some of the song obviously through Instagram and stuff and saw parts of the video, and I hella fell for the troll when he put like an apology video, and then he's like link to the apology video in my story or in my bio, and when you click on it, it starts off like something, and then like it switches to the music video, like to the part where he's like grinding on the devil and all that stuff. They
make Nikes in Vietnam. soon as the war was over. Well, guess what y'all doing for the next 80 years?
But yeah,
hope you go with some needle and thread.
It's an interesting topic just because of obviously the controversy. I kind of wanted to get your words on this, Daniel, just because I know you're kind of like the most religious out of all of us, and kind of just wanted to see like your side and your thoughts and stuff, and we can all share. Remember, there's only like 3 minutes left.
First of all, if he was trying to do all this, man, you went to the wrong company. You should have went to Vans, since they deal with Thrasher and all that. They like all this weird stuff in their store. I'm just saying that's where you should have went if he was trying to get that off. But I didn't like it. Well, obviously, for obvious reasons, I didn't like it. It was disrespectful and all that. And disrespectful not to you, but to your followers. Like if you're gonna have people, if you're fine with that lifestyle, don't put that on anybody else like that. The same people that want to say, oh, Christians are always trying to put their religion on me. I mean, and then here you come doing the same thing, but the opposite way, bro. It's just like nobody wanted to see all that. And then he wanted to say, oh, that Christians were hating on him. Like Christians didn't even know who the hell you were. Like low key, like people in the church forgot about who you were after that country song. And the country song, half the church didn't even know it was you singing the country song. First of all, so I'm like, you can't turn around and blame the church and all that and say that was the reason why he was doing that. You and Derek Jackson can get out of here with that.
And I'm tired of every situation having to do with anybody who is part of the LGBTQ community making that part of the argument. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm sorry. Nobody cares. Just okay. If I'm straight and I wear some devil shoes, I'm not going to say, oh, this is for all the people who hate straight people and blah, blah. That don't got nothing to do between me and God and the devil. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Quit the gay crap, because there's plenty of homosexuals and LGBTQ community people out there who also do not agree with what the fuck you were wearing. And stop singling out one group of people because there are people in that group who don't feel that way. You should have learned that the whole last 2 years dealing with the whole social inequality and fighting back and stuff. And why is he more offended as a gay person than as a black man in this country, considering all the shit that's been going on? Because I ain't hear shit else apart from that. And also, my friend Diamond put me onto a podcast where they were pulling up a bunch of receipts from him trolling a bunch of all these celebrities and down talking people. So you're not really that great of a person either. Miss me with the crying games.
For sure. I wanted to bring up real quick a quick exchange that him and Joyner Lucas had where Joyner Lucas was like, man, like, it's cool that you wanted to do this or whatever. something along the lines of like, but like you were for the kids, you know what I mean? Our kids listen to you, and now they're being subjected to this, like right,
corny
like a
ass
super
country
quick
song.
like 180. And then he was like, man, I talked about lean and like adultery in that song. And he was like saying like, you need to control what your kids listen to. But it's like, and the reality of it is two things. One, it was
you twisted the lyrics so that it didn't sound like that.
Yeah, but yeah,
you didn't just come out and say, everybody drink your lean, and everybody, you didn't do that. You hit it in your song.
It was a catchy, popular tune in America. That's what kids are going to listen to, first of all.
Gimmick
Second of all, he performed that song for children. He was in like an elementary school performing the song. So, I mean, it's not about just controlling what your kids
raise your kids. Okay, then stop performing.
Yeah, the mainstream media is going to always kind of dictate that no matter what. Like, they're going to be exposed to it at some point or another, whether it's at school, a friend, whoever. They're going to see these things. They're going to listen to the X thing. I mean,
yes.
Okay.
Y'all seen that picture I just sent you about them making fun of the whole situation in Saturday Night Live? Now they lap dancing on Jesus just to stick it in the back of Christians even more. Like, come on now, God about to get y'all. I'm letting y'all. I'm warning y'all right now. I'm laughing, but I'm pissed.
Yeah. It's so weird just because like the arguments that kind of like that are kind of being brought up after this, like with like Lil Nas X kind of is bringing up the argument of like creative freedom, and then obviously his whole thing is like, obviously like you said, like he's kind of going against like religious people, saying like, you guys are always telling me I'm going to hell anyway, so I finally do it, and then this is what you get or whatever. And then kind of like saying it's a metaphor for fuck the devil. A lot of people are rolling. I just think it was kind of in poor taste myself. I think he could have probably done something different, something else. I mean, he made a song using his name, and this is what he wants attached to it. It's just kind of weird. Even though I also want to bring this up too, because this kind of took up the majority of like, the media for like the last week. But I also want to point out that the Derek Chauvin trial has been going on this whole time too. The guy that killed George Floyd, the ex-cop that killed George Floyd. It looks like it's going well in the sense of like pretty much everybody who's gone up there has been against him. His police chief, medical examiners, use of force experts, things like that. They've all been kind of saying like he did too much. He wasn't trained to do that. George Floyd was he died due to loss of oxygen, things like that. So it's possible that we might actually get a conviction going here. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like anybody's on Derek Chauvin's side. It looks like also that he'll probably take the fall for the whole thing, and the other cops that were present were probably going to get a slap on the wrist. I mean, it sucks that this had to happen. And I remember seeing a meme about this today too that said like, that like the U.S. is a failed state which I don't really know what that means, but like a failed country, I guess, should have been the term. But the U.S. has failed when we're holding a trial for, I guess, however long for a murder that everybody in the United States witnessed because we all saw it on video, and it's still kind of like up in the air if he's actually going to get convicted, and sent to prison for however many years or whatever's going to happen to him, I find it's kind of tough to see it, honestly. Like, like
the dude had his hands in his pocket and was looking around, chilling.
Yeah, like
even if he didn't mean to kill somebody, his ignorance and lack of awareness in that situation would deem jail time.
Yeah.
What's I don't.
It's insane. It really is insane. I don't think that
if the dude don't get at least 35, 40 years, you gonna see some more backlash in the streets.
Oh, facts. I mean, you thought it was bad last time. Just imagine if like something happened to Derek Chauvin. 5 years or something. Like what? Like, okay, nah, we're not flying with that. But I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. We'll see what happens, obviously, with the time that's remaining.
When you're an officer or any kind of security or anybody with a badge, position of power, your primary service is two people to ensure the safety. As soon as he was detained, that's all you had to do. You didn't have to go any further.
Exactly.
And you showing that you didn't mind going any further, let alone care. I don't know. There's only so many things you can say in the courtroom that are gonna make me feel anything else.
Yeah, for sure. In other tragic news, this time actually involving use of force against officers, a car drove into a barricade at the U.S. Capitol building, killing one officer and injuring others. I guess this incident occurred. Like they've had a barricade at the U.S. Capitol from the situation that happened in January. This whole time now, and I guess they were finally taking it down, and that's when somebody went over there and drove straight into it. I forget if the officer was shot. I think the car injured people, and then the guy like opened fire or something like that. So super insane, super crazy. Rest in peace to that officer.
They're gonna blame Trump for that one too, or what's happening?
I don't know.
Absolutely
really
not.
It's just a tragic event. I mean, like, so this will kind of lead into like something else, and it's gonna sound dumb, but it's like I've always had this like weird like thought about like being security or whatever. Like, just imagine like the horrible incident, right? Like, you go to work every day, day in and day out, and you're just kind of chilling. Oh, okay, it's another day on the job, whatever. You're talking to your friend, and then like an explosion occurs. Hella guys come with guns or something. And it's like, man, it's like security has it kind of rough because it's like you have like kind of minimal protection in the sense of like really trying to guard something. You know what I mean? Like this incident, like had they been like armed to the teeth, probably would have been easily like stopped. You know what I mean? Like they would have seen it. Oh, this dude's driving. Put the hard barricade up. Or do it, or like start blasting the car or whatever. What I mean? Like
when you work in security, it is just a job. And then when you work in or no matter what you do, as soon as your life is at risk, fuck this job.
But it's like it's almost kind of funny because leading into like our stuff about movies and TV, the Invincible TV series just dropped. It's a cartoon based off the critically acclaimed comic. The beginning is like just two guys talking, like for like a minute or two, like regular conversation. You're kind of like, what the fuck is this? And then like they get attacked by like these giants. They're called the Mauler twins. And then like they try to shoot at them and stuff, and it doesn't working. But it's like, bro, like I couldn't imagine like having a job where like a crazy incident occurs. Like, you get trained for this stuff. It's a thought, you know what I mean? But it's like day in and day out, you're used to the same thing, the same routine, seeing it over and over and over and over again. So that when something does happen that's big, then it's like you're super ill prepared for this. And the people remember your training, and it's like my training didn't entail like 30 guys armed to the teeth and them dropping a car bomb on us. Like, what the fuck? Like,
training isn't always for the tactical, like the physically what you do. It's about your mental toughness. You've been through things on a consistent basis to where you can relax and assess the situation. That's really what training is more about, not like specifically what do you do in a zombie apocalypse, without the help from the government and their stupid emails they just released a couple weeks ago. But
well, that's why I have my idea as far as security guards, anybody who's going to be a security guard, or private, whether it's public or anything like that, like they have to have served in the military, like they have to have been trained to respond to certain things like this. Because I guarantee you get Tom, Dick, and Harry from they got out of Walmart. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be a security guard now. He has no idea how to handle certain things. How to hold a gun or anything like that. What's why it has to be straight up people out the military. Because I'll trust somebody who's straight out the military rather than just any random person come up being a security guard. I've been a security guard for 20 years. Did you serve? No. How many times you fired that gun? Nah, fam. No. Give me the dude that just bad boy. Give me the dude that just got out of Fallujah. We ain't even in Fallujah.
But like I said, leading into movies and TV, like I said before, Invincible, the first 4 episodes are released already. I forget the creator's name, but this is the guy that made The Walking Dead. He made this. It's kind of like it's a take on like an evil Superman. Combined with like evil Kryptonians and a lot of other stuff. It's very violent, very graphic. There's a lot of like, people reaching into somebody's body and pulling something out, squishing heads. Like it's super gory. There's lots of collateral damage. pretty much everybody and their mama is like up to no good, like in terms of like they're looking out for themselves and they have their own personal goals. Check it out if you guys are interested. I mean, it's similar to The Boys. It's only except for that it's animated. What else do we got? We got Evan Peters cast as Jeffrey Dahmer in a Netflix film Monster. It's kind of funny because that's another superhero character who is playing Jeffrey Dahmer. The first one was what's his name? Jeremy Renner? Is that his name? The guy that plays Hawkeye. He also played Jeffrey Dahmer in like the film too.
How many shows do we need from the same serial killers? There's plenty of them. Move on.
There's a ton, yeah. There's like a weird, I feel like, fascination with like the American people kind of fetishizing like serial killers in general. You know, Ted Bundy. We've got like 2 docs about him last year, I think, or something like that. We got the Night Stalker, you know, so on and so forth. Then
that one from the perspective of his wife or whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of weird and strange. What else we got? Currently this week, The Rock has stated that Black Adam begins filming, and Pierce Brosnan has been cast as Dr. Fate in the Black Adam film. They're gonna have the whole Justice Society, not the whole, but a team in the film called the Justice Society, and I think they're gonna be trying to recruit Black Adam or something like that. So it's gonna be pretty cool. They have Adam Smasher, Hawkman, Dr. Fate now, and I forget they have one more member. I can't remember who it is though. The Suicide Squad trailer dropped. It looking pretty good actually, surprisingly. From what I've gathered, it's going to be 2 separate teams because the team from the beginning of the trailer and stuff, or like one part of the trailer, is not the same team in another part of the trailer. So I'm pretty sure all those guys are going to die, which is kind of sad because it's a lot of like kind of cool actors that you've seen in other films and stuff. But it'll be cool to see them die. You know,
it's called Suicide Squad. So I'd hope somebody.
There you go.
Starro is the villain. In case you guys don't know, he's like a giant star guy, and he like makes these little like star monsters that like attach to people and then like controls them. He I guess like telekinetic or something like that. He's a pretty consistent villain.
I just got done seeing like his creation because I finished the whole with HBO Max. Like I finished the whole like Batman Beyond series or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And they had that episode with the star things would take control over it. I was like, okay, so I see what you're talking about now. Joey looks so confused right now. Look at him.
He's like, "What star? He looks like a starfish. He looks like a starfish, basically. That's what it basically is. A giant starfish.
Really scary."
Black Adam gets a release date. It's supposed to be coming out July 2022. July 27th, 2022. Hopefully, you know, it'll be as good as like just The Rock in general. I feel like is kind of brings around a pretty decent action film. So I'm hoping this is going to be really good for him.
Why did they wait till December to tell us? It's a whole year and a half away. Like, stop that.
Space Jam: A New Legacy trailer dropped. I don't know if you guys got to see that, but it looks interesting.
If Lola Bunny's not in it, I'm not watching it.
Lola Bunny is in it, but
Pepe Le Pew's not in it.
They got Klay Thompson. They got Damian Lillard. They got some WNBA players. They're going to be kind of like a non-stars team. Not surprised.
That's it. We're canceled.
Okay.
No, I'm just laughing at you. You all the days you didn't know none of the WNBA. That made me laugh so hard.
Well, Daniel, to be fair, that's the WNBA. How many women do you know that know any of the WNBA players?
See, now we're canceled.
No, look, no, because on ESPN the last 2 days, I know you've seen it. The last 2 days, the whole thing about the women's pay and WNBA shit came up again. And I'm going to say it just like I said it last time. How is that any man's fault?
Can I say this as somebody who isn't even like a fan of basketball, though?
Women need to start supporting women in sports or they will never grow. Stop arguing and comparing them to men. Because today, more men know the names of women basketball players than women do. And if you try to make it a man's problem that women don't get paid more, look at all your sisters. Look at all the other women who are ignoring sports.
That's the thing that astounds me too. Is like like this is
Simple.
coming from a guy who doesn't know sports that well. Trust me. Like I'm a regular person.
It's logic.
Anytime I see this argument come up, it's about equal pay. It doesn't make sense because you're not pulling in the same revenue. If you're not pulling in the same money as these guys, why am I going to pay you the same?
It's not because you're a woman.
Be proportionate. That's it. Yeah.
It's not because you're a woman.
It's just
it's because your fan base doesn't grow. It's something that's really what people need to remember is you have jobs, careers, professional sports, music and movie industry, and then politicians. They're on different tiers. You cannot treat sports how you treat somebody with a regular job.
Yeah.
Because everything, as an owner, if I own a WNBA team, I probably make a couple million a year. You're talking about multiple players. Maybe, I don't know, do they do 15 player rosters in WNBA? I honestly don't know, but I'm assuming it's the same.
Yeah.
15,
still the same.
15 starting roster spots on a professional team for basketball. If I'm only making 10 million a year, you think I can afford to pay every person 1 million? That's 5 million over my head. You know why? Because you guys don't build your fan base on. So I've never seen any female on any of my social medias, which is the easiest way to support, by the way, social media. I've never seen not one woman post anything about a female playing sports. I've seen more guys. Damn, Sue Bird's nasty. Maya Moore's still hard. We talk about women's sports. We respect women who play sports because as a guy who plays sports, when you grow up with girls who play sports, they got our utmost respect on the court, on the field. So don't argue with men about why women don't get equal pay in sports, because sports is not like Target where we're both stalkers and we're not getting equal pay. That's different. Yeah. Sports is what you contribute and your fan base and what that contributes. WNBA don't have enough women support. Don't make it about the industry. Make it about your following. It's that simple.
Yeah, all that is completely true. Completely true. My argument about whenever I hear it is when y'all start jumping from the free throw line and dunking the ball, maybe somebody start paying y'all some more money.
Okay, so here's a little counter argument to help to go against Daniel, but still help both of our idea. In women's sports, we know there's a reason why women and men don't play in the same leagues, and it's nothing personal. It's just science. Men naturally have longer spines, wider shoulders on average, not talking to everybody, on average. Men are physically stronger at birth, and that's just how our world has worked. Not saying we disrespect women's sports. That is why they play softball and not baseball. There's baseball leagues for women. Even at the professional level in college and everything for women, they use a smaller basketball. Let's not forget that. Shooting percentages and field goal attempts are low, but shooting percentages are higher in WNBA. Does that mean they're better shooters? Some would say yes. Some would say they can't jump as high because they don't dunk, but they got a few that do. The tallest women NBA players are 6'8" when the average in the men's league is 6'8". These are all factual things that take into account. Whether you think the women's basketball doesn't thrive because the excitement level, it doesn't matter. Male baseball teams that struggle still have a big fan base because the fans are there. Yeah. If women NBA want fans, start touring, start putting on shows, start selling jerseys for the low, start small. How the WNBA is recent. The NBA has been around for almost 100 years now. You can't compare the two leagues. They're not the same. Do better. Women's soccer teams, they get paid a lot more than basketball teams. Why? Soccer's older. Their fan base is wider because in other countries, not just in the USA, women don't support women's sports. In the UK, in Australia, in Africa, China, they support their women league sports. That's not our fault.
Talk to these niggas. Talk to them. Hey, facts.
9 out of 10 women are not going to know who Brittany Griner is. How's that my fault?
And the one that do know are gonna know. Oh, that's the one that missed all them dunks on live camera.
They don't even know the fine ones. They don't even know the fine. Candace Parker. You don't know who Candace Parker is? Are you kidding me?
This was not where I was trying to go with the Space Jam.
I know. I'm just tired of the convo because people gave Draymond heat about it, and I love Draymond. He says what other people are scared to say, and they come after him because they think, oh, your sex is this and that. All he's saying is that's not our problem, baby. That's all he's saying. Sorry.
Yeah. We also got a new trailer for Black Widow, which was released.
Tennis. Sorry. I thought I was done. Serena's a woman, makes more than who? Why? Because tennis and women's have a following.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with Roger Federer and nobody else.
And it's because of her. I mean, her and her sister. You take them two out, I don't know.
You're right, Brandon. I'm sorry. I'm just really T.O''d, bro.
It's all right, man. I totally get it, kind of. Also, we got a new trailer for Loki for the Disney Plus series. That's actually looking fire as fuck. I can't wait for that to come out.
He's the guy of mischief, right?
Yeah, he's Thor's
brother.
That's
a lot of people's favorite, one of their favorite characters.
Yeah, he's gonna be working he's working with a I forget the fucking name of this too. God damn it. Anyway, he's basically working to correct the time stream because with him taking the Tesseract when he did, he fucks up the time stream. So they're gonna enlist his help to do all this stuff. Owen Wilson's one of the main characters. He says something around I've studied you for hours upon hours. I know exactly everything. There's a moment where he goes into this building or this room, and this guy says, "Sign here to signify this is everything you've ever said." And then he goes, "That's preposterous." And the guy pulls out another paper, and he goes, "And this one too." But it looks fun. I'm excited to see what implications this have, just because stuff involving time kind of can also mess with the multiverse and things of that nature. So I'm sure it'll be an interesting watch, because this isn't even the Loki that we saw die. This is technically a different Loki. So it's already kind of oh shit, this is already kind of complicated, so we'll see how good it does. I'm sure that people are going to love it regardless, just because it's Loki and people really like him. And Falcon Winter Soldier, I think we're halfway done with the series now. Episode 4 drops tonight or tomorrow. I think it drops Friday at midnight or whatever, right? So it comes out tonight, I guess, technically. The 3 episodes we got so far are pretty good. I found out it's actually only 6 episodes and not 9 episodes like WandaVision. But it's looking great, man. The themes that are being represented, and with never mind. We're not going to get into that. That's a spoiler alert. Anyway, if you guys want to watch it, check it out. I still am recommending The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Only if you have Disney Plus, though. That's the way you can enjoy.
If you don't have Disney Plus, then you can't watch it.
I got to stop saying that name. They are not paying us.
And I guess
that's just facts, though. You can't watch it without it. So
did anybody watch the Versus with the Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers?
Did not. I was hella busy.
I watched some of it, and I know it's always disappointing for me, just because I've grown up listening to old music because my mom or whatever, having to clean something, the older man that she's dated or whatever, I've heard a lot of these songs, but it is so hard for me to stay engaged in something like this for 3 hours. I couldn't do it. I tuned in and out, David was playing it, and then I played it for my phone a couple times. Yeah, and then I left my phone, I got off of it, and then I went back into it. They're still talking. Steve Harvey's in there in his freaking what is that damn Darkwing Duck outfit, talking to freaking Ron Isley or whatever, in the corner. So
I saw the pictures of it, so that's why it's funny. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I saw the pictures.
They still sound amazing, and which is hard for me to believe, honestly. How you can be that old and still sound amazing. They looked amazing. Their outfits were on point. They didn't get up there looking like old foolish men or something. They looked on point. And they didn't miss a step, man. And it was entertaining. The parts that I did witness, I was oh, I heard this song, things of that nature. I'm really looking forward to this Method Man Redman one, though. That's way more my speed. But I think that's about it. we got album drops tonight, I guess. Kid Ink, that's Daniel's boy. He drops his album tonight. It's called Alive. NF dropped a mixtape called Clouds. It was pretty
Better
good.
call it
Actually,
alive. I
listen to
thought he
it.
was dead, bro. He ain't dropped music in a decade. And he still goes by Kid. When you gonna grow up?
Yourself Inc.
Even Lil Wayne go by Wayne now. Come on, bro.
I mean, he's 80. So.
When's the baby gonna be the toddler?
That's funny. That's about this. This is about it, I guess. Do you guys have any polls or something you're messing?
Let me look through this thing we got here.
All right.
And anything juicy happened lately?
We ain't talk no sports stuff besides the.
We didn't. Oh, Godzilla and King Kong. I totally forgot.
There
about
we
that.
go.
Yeah.
Deshaun watch as well. We got the Deshaun watch going on.
Let's do the Deshaun watch first, then, and then we can talk about Godzilla. King
I was
Kong.
just kidding, but okay.
You're not. It's okay. So the Deshaun Watson thing, in case you haven't heard about it by now, for like the past week or two, Deshaun Watson has more and more allegations have been coming out about Deshaun Watson having sexual misconduct with a bunch of masseuses. First it was like 1, then it was like 3 or something like that. Then
he can open up his own parlor now instead of suing. How about I say, look, the 22 of y'all come work for me. We can professional massages across the whole league. He can set them up for life.
Wow.
Talk about flipping a script. If I was Deshaun's manager, I would offer these women a raise on what they're being paid now to still do work in the same field. And give them a place full of cameras to work in. Just
throw all that nonsense out and let's start a business together.
and then when something happens, you can sell the tapes on the back end.
God. So anyway,
for profit and for collateral for blackmail. You see many different angles he can go with that.
So there is a lot of controversy with the situation because the Houston Texans haven't said anything. This also comes right on the heels of him wanting a trade and get out of Houston. What else?
It's up to 23 now, by the way. I don't think you got to that point. It's up to 23.
Yeah. None of them have actually went out and outright said like he raped them, but most of it is like
I don't think that was ever an initial accusation.
Most of it is like
insinuation, the attempt.
Or he wanted them to he had them touch him or something like that.
I mean, honestly, is that not just a compliment? Dude, you're pretty hot. Let me see if she'll touch it. Bro, that's like freaking being a construction worker and whistling across the street. Wow. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
That's one of those slippery slopes, man. It's tricky. Some people would like it. Some people
hear the lawsuit coming right now. That's right.
Some people would like it, and some people don't like it. That's the biggest thing, obviously.
Yeah, but if he wasn't in the NFL, are they taking anybody to court, or are they just going home to complain about the creep at work?
Facts. Facts. That's a good question.
There's a lot to be said. I mean, one of the biggest things that we kind of discussed ourselves is like, unfortunately, there isn't really any evidence unless somebody has him on video or kept like one of the towels or something that, that he made for lack of a better term, made a mess in.
It's not looking good. But if this turns out to be a complete conspiracy lie amongst all these people to create this narrative, we about to watch somebody lose their shit.
Yeah.
But he's not playing it like he's really concerned because I don't know. It's tough. When I heard the whole thing about the DMs and possibly removing messages and stuff, to me, I was like, that's not a good look.
It's not a good,
That's not playing it the Hillary Clinton way. It's not going to get it done.
Yeah, I don't.
Where are the DMs? That's a shock to me. That's a shock to me in general because all these people getting in trouble for old DM messages. If you can just delete them, Jones, from the past, why ain't y'all just doing that?
But anybody could screenshot. That's the thing. I said, if a screenshot's done, the screenshot's done.
It says right there on sent, like you can kind of get the gist of
your volume's down right now.
Volume.
Is that better?
It dropped for some reason.
That's weird. Can you guys hear me?
Just like the last episode when it dropped after 6 minutes.
That's so weird.
It's a conspiracy. They're watching. They're listening. But we need to shut that up. You can hear them.
I could hear it. Just turn up the gain momentarily. When it gets loud, we'll tell you turn it back down.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but speak up.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
Fuck it. This is ghetto. Let's push it. We're in the home stretch, baby. We're in the home stretch.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, if he did it, he's a fucking creep and kick him out of the league. Hell, I wish they would have had a criminal lawsuit against him so they could throw his ass in jail too. Pretty much everything so far is a civil lawsuit, unfortunately. So nobody is, seeking any kind of criminal action. They just want money from him for the most part.
I'm gonna ask it again. What's Deshaun Watson's least favorite play call?
Oh God,
the quarterback sneak.
He went there, folks. He went there.
Oh man.
I'm too much of a dummy to let that slide, bro. You're going to have to just – man, he really should have called the audible on those messages.
That's fucking hilarious.
I don't know what he was thinking. Who's in the huddle?
Godzilla versus King Kong, last thing. Did you get to see it, Joey? You ain't seen it yet?
He should have threw to his wide receiver, but no, he tried to sneak one into the tight end.
Jesus. Okay. You watched it, right, Daniel?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I was ready to watch it. It wasn't even out yet. I ran home. It wasn't
unfortunately,
I watched it. You
watched it? Okay, hell yeah. All right, so we can really.
All right.
Spoiler alert. Yes, very first thing. Spoiler alert.
What's the
spoiler? Off the podcast in case you haven't seen the movie yet.
I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing?
Really?
What are you
wow,
doing
damn. What are you doing with your life? So obviously, we all know what's about to happen. Godzilla versus King Kong. The movie is, for the most part, looks like King Kong is kind of like the protagonist of the movie. You kind of follow him around for the majority of the film. You kind of get his thoughts in the form of like the little girl. She talks for him. You don't really get that for Godzilla in this movie. He's just kind of like the force of nature, or the bad guy, if you will. They fight a total of, I guess, 3 times. I look at it as only 2 times. And for me, for the most part, Godzilla washes the fuck out of King Kong. I mean, the first fight, he was about to drown that mug until they were like, finally like, oh, death charges. Why didn't they do that in the first place?
I gotta have to stop you there. We got a debate on our hands. I'm a big Kong guy.
Are you going to
big Kong guy?
Are you going with a sedative? Is that where we're going here?
What I'm saying is, by the time Kong and Godzilla fought the first time, I got a few things to say. But when they fought the first time in this movie, Kong had already had like 35 battles with other people. Kong's coming straight out the ocean, all fresh. Oh, who's making a fake Godzilla? I feel the energy coming on. Oh, what's going on over here? King Kong already been beat up for like half the movie. So he only got 75% of King Kong and still barely beat him. And if I may keep it real, it was too convenient. I've never seen Godzilla that agile. I've never seen Godzilla able to do his upper half like this. When you ever seen Godzilla do? Godzilla don't do that. Godzilla is big, choppy. The only thing agile on Godzilla is his tail. But they made his upper body way too agile. And that's why before this happened, I said, oh, if they're the same height, Kong got this in the bag. Just because Monkey's got 4 arms, essentially.
Monkey got thumbs.
He's got 4 arms, essentially. He could swing. I said, unless Godzilla gets him straight across the face with the tail or gets him with the laser beam right in his face, this is Kong all day. But by the time they fought the first time, Kong already had to fight these freaking demon flying things and get shot at.
Bats.
Like, come on, bro. You broke his head off and sucked the brain out.
That was crazy.
That wasn't the first time they fought, though. That was the second time.
No, but I mean, in this movie, the first time they actually fought.
No, the first time they fought was on the boat, and that boy was well rested. After them sedatives, he was well rested. He was fed. He was full. He was ready to go.
Fans down bad.
On the boat. They're in water. That's Godzilla territory. If you're in water as a monkey, you're limited. That's not fair grounds.
But we're not talking about a boxing match. We ain't talking about a fair fight. These are 2 giant monsters that are fighting each other. We are not talking about professional fighters squaring up. It's killed or get killed.
If you're a giant ass dinosaur walking through, New York City or Tokyo, wherever the hell it was, all them buildings, now you're at a disadvantage because you can't turn around and
be fair. The better athlete doesn't always win in a fight because there's variables. It's position,
True.
you know, one hit, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what happened. They did a really good job. What I think it could have did a little bit more was they should have consulted maybe one or two producers from like wrestling, like the WWE, to get a little more. Because when they both finally came together and they had to fight Mecha, I think there should have been more like, let's get some teamwork in here. Like, let's get some really good shots of like you go high, I go low.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was
tight.
That would have pushed it over the top.
Like that final scene of them kind of like God's or King Kong almost dying kind of from like the tail, but then like the humans come and they like, you know, save him again. And then but Godzilla realizes he has the axe in his hands and he shoots the axe with like, you know, with his atomic breath. And then like King Kong just
they weren't going to beat him solo.
You know? Yeah,
they
for
were
sure.
Not going to beat him
Hell
solo.
Yeah, for sure. So that was kind of cool. So yeah,
we
definitely would have been cool to
saw
see it again.
We already saw that at one point Godzilla and Mecha both had the laser shooting at each other, and Mecha hit that overdrive, and the red beam took out the blue beam. Wow! So as soon as that happened, I was like, "Oh, this ain't good."
Yeah.
So
he was.
You know,
Godzilla was getting dog walked. He was getting dog walked that whole fight.
They needed the axe plus the power.
Yes.
Kong by himself not gonna do it.
No.
Godzilla by himself not gonna do it. But the axe plus Godzilla energy source with the axe spirit and energy source, that was the only way. But when he finally got to the axe, did you see how fast Mecha went down?
Yeah.
One arm gone.
Chop.
Two arm gone. Legs gone, bro. He quartered him like a spring chicken.
It was so crazy to me to see, like, I don't know if you guys saw that. There's this one shot where, you know, Mecha Godzilla has been dragging him all over the city or whatever, you know, beating him like a redheaded stepchild. And then like it zooms in on one of Godzilla's eyes. And it has like there's like a fear in his eyes for a moment, like, damn, I'm about to die. But then that's when, you know, King Kong kicks in or whatever and, you know, saves his ass. But I was ultimately, like, I've never seen like, he was like, there was like a scene where, you remember the scene where there was like 3 buildings, right? And then you just like, you see Godzilla's face get dragged into one building, then into the next one. And like you're the point of view, you're in the last building. And then Godzilla's face comes crashing into this building. And I was like, damn, bro, like this is like when like the nerd tries to stand up for himself. And that big ass bully is like, I got to put this kid in his place real quick. Just beating the dog shit out this kid. You know what I mean? And that shit was wild. That he was getting Godzilla got no good licks in by himself. None.
I wanted to see one good suplex. I just wanted to see one good. Wow. Damn. And Randy RKO would have been so saucy, bro. So saucy.
That's what kept pissing me off about that fight. That he kept trying to go to that beam. I'm like, that beam ain't working. Like that's your only move, low key, right now. Because you remind me of Goku right now. Just coming hot, everything right now.
And then the thing that gets me is
not working. As soon
as one of them figures out something that's really effective, they never go right back to it.
Yeah.
You know damn well a fight in the streets, as soon as you see something that work, just like in the video games, I'm spamming it, bro. I'm sorry, KO. I gotta take you out.
Your leg hurts? Well, I'm like for that leg then.
When Godzilla got Kong in the back with the laser the first time, and Kong was just laying there, bro, you could have did it again and ended dude.
Yep.
But so eventually, King Kong lost the battle, but was pivotal to winning the war.
He was.
But so Godzilla eventually got to Kong, and he was named the Alpha. Pretty stood above him, roared and everything.
He roared in his face. That was so disrespectful. He was like, "Tap out, boy, tap out," and Godzilla was like, "No." And then he tried to get back up, and he was like, "Oh, never mind. Fuck, I'm hurt."
That was a rare, you know. I didn't think they was going to show each other respect like that because he got up. It looked like he kind of like bowed at him. He was just like, "Yo, what's up? That was a good fight. You about to die, but I'll see you on the other side." I just want to ask: was anybody else super confused about this whole Middle Earth thing? I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, why? What? See my point? But it was exactly.
I kind of like it though.
Why are there 4 different
dimensions?
You can walk dimensions in the same thing.
So Hollow Earth has been a concept since like the Kong Skull Island movie. I think that came out in 2016, 2017. Their thing was just like there's like Earth is not actually like full of crust or whatever, that it's actually hollow, and that there's a bunch of different tunnels that the Titans use to travel to go through the center of the Earth to get to wherever they need to get to. That basically, it was kind of like explaining the reason why Godzilla gets where he gets to so fast. He's not going through the ocean. he's indeed like traveling through the center of the earth and coming out whatever side he needs to come out of. They took it a little bit further, obviously, for this movie with the
energy source.
Yeah, like the energy source and like more like a space odyssey kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? It was like more sci-fi, and I actually enjoyed the Hollow Earth concept with like the not actual sky, but like the mountain sky, and then like the mountains on the bottom and stuff. You know, and like, you know, if you get to the very tip of one, you can kind of jump to the other side and like, you know, gravity reverses or whatever. That's an interesting concept, and I kind of want to see more of that. It actually makes a lot of
sense when you think about gravity and like magnets when you push them together, and you know that they have a balance. Because if you think about it, you have a solid planet surrounded by the pressure of gravity. Why hasn't the Earth completely crumbled? Mm-hmm. You know, because space is much larger than the planet. As large as Earth is, we know of planets that are 10 times the size already.
Yeah.
You know?
I know why.
So if there's
it's already flat, bro. Anyway.
You and Kyrie Irving can just walk off the end and let me know when you get there. Matter of fact, take a selfie, bro.
Oh, man. It would explain it, though.
That topic's never going to get old. We're going to hear that very late into our life.
That's gonna be my first question when I get to have it. I'm like, nah, let me see the Earth real quick.
But Daniel, time out. Daniel, didn't you skydive?
Yeah.
Was you not paying attention?
Well, I was paying attention. No, I wasn't.
You didn't see the horizon turning like this. Okay. He said, I don't know. My eyes was closed the whole time. I just feel the wind. I was just feeling the wind, trying to guess how high I was.
Mm-hmm. That's all I got. That's what I was doing. Unless you guys have something else, this is all I got.
Oh, see, now your game turned back up.
No. I got something, y'all disrespectful ass. Anyway, because when I got my ass kicked at Madden, y'all wanted to be the first topic. But when I win, y'all don't want to say nothing.
Talk your shit, King. Talk your shit.
Wait, Daniel won?
He won yesterday against DJ.
I'm just playing. He did win.
He said, "Wait, Daniel, you were watching the stream. I remember.
I was on there.
Y'all go ahead and lay into DJ the way y'all was laying into me. Go ahead.
DJ got manhandled in the you guys YouTube league apparently, and he was feeling real down. He was like, man, you know, I need a palate cleanser. I need to take this out on somebody. And you know, he was like, all right, Daniel, well, if you're ready, you know, I'm down to play. And Daniel was like, all right, you know, Daniel's already not feeling the league no more. He's like, I'm ready for the show to come out. He's not even stunting these guys. And then all of a sudden, you know, they get into that game. And then, you know, I think DJ scored first and Daniel was trailing for like the majority of the game.
It's because it was DJ. DJ is a worthy opponent.
Oh, yeah. But at the very end, Daniel got that last stop. I even tried to throw some. I was like, yo, DJ, low key. A little bit of clock management and a touchdown. You got this. He goes, no, Brandon, I'm not that kind of player. And I said, what, a smart one? And we see what happens. DJ's not even here to defend
himself right now. Not even here to defend. A lot of good run game, though. A lot of good run game.
For sure. You guys are – it was a good game overall. I mean, it was like 28-35 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 38.
No, there was one time where I said – Hooper was open. And I mean open. He's like, no, but I don't need first. I'm trying to score. I was like, bro, that would have got you pretty damn close. All right.
Oh, but for him to even get to that play, like, I don't know if you guys were watching the entire part, but he threw 2 picks to me. The computer was just like, nah, we're not going to let you catch it. Like, it happened twice. And then the third time, they was like, all right.
I did. One was a middle throw to the right, like a middle depth throw. I remember it. And that first one to the end zone. Then he finally caught that one in the end zone. I remember it.
So I was sitting there like, I know Matt is not about to let this man just get away with 3 of these picks and then just come back with the win right now. But he didn't take them timeouts, so we good.
That's on him, man. I told him, manage that clock. He didn't want to listen. But like I said the last time, it's just if me and DJ go a long time without playing each other, like he'll probably whoop me because I'm not used to him playing him. I'm used to playing these other bums in this anyway. But used to playing the other bums in this league. You heard it here first, folks.
But that's probably how the YouTube people think about us. Let's be real. But,
he was hurt from that loss.
I don't blame him, but I've never wanted to throw my controller so bad when I was playing these dudes. Man. Like, jeez, the level of geekdom. I'm kind of low key jealous.
Madden has a threshold. Madden has a threshold. You reach a certain talent level of Madden to where it's still fun and you're still competitive, and then once you reach that threshold, it's very competitive, not really fun. That's how Madden goes. Because some people, they find the broken plays, they find the glitches, and they expose them, which is what happens in every game. But in other games, they do updates to get rid of the broken glitches. In Madden, they don't. And that's why I said I like having fun in Madden. But when you're talking about like, oh, it's like, people just take Madden to the third. You know what I mean? They just take it. And it just goes
hear this, far. Negro?
No.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
What'd he say?
He didn't say anything. He just like,
I heard mumbling.
His like phone is playing, and then he's like laughing and shit. And I was like, oh, okay, you're just gonna do this right next to my microphone. It's all good though. Nah, it's we're done anyway. You guys got anything else?
No, I think that. Let me look through my Rolodex.
Baseball is back. Having fun watching his Masters week. More sports.
Oh, the Masters is going on right now. The biggest tournament in golf is happening right now. But it's not over. So, what else?
Oh, they said that Tiger Woods was actually speeding. He was going about 87 around that turn. That's how he ended up with the car.
Yeah,
accident.
and he looked.
Okay,
he
but that's obvious.
Just like, oh,
yeah.
He said
4. Yeah, but what really happened? It wasn't just, it was going a little too. You were going 40 miles faster than the limit.
Yeah, double the limit. That's fast. That's super fast.
Did you pass out from the pills? Did you open the nude?
Was he on his way to do a booty call?
Well, he was on his way to go train Drew Brees.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Allegedly. But we almost forgot something. Sam Darnold.
Oh, man. Your team finally made an acquisition.
I wouldn't call it an acquisition. I would call it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I would definitely call it a desperate attempt at getting another.
You know how when you try
Teddy
to
Bridgewater that much.
What Carolina did was they went on the Wish app and looked up a quarterback, and that's what they got.
Look for great white quarterback on Wish, and then that's what they got. Sam Darnold.
They looked up a quarterback on Wish, and this is what came in the package.
Yeah, so I was immediately upset about it, for obvious reasons, because I wanted Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson or somebody. But I started watching tape. He does get out the pocket pretty good, and there's that one throw that if you watch Zach Wilson's pro day, everybody was like, "Oh, I'm impressed. Oh, he made that throw." I actually saw a video today of Sam Darnold making that same throw, and I was like,
because it's all. That's why I'm not a big fan of the pro days, and I never will be, because. You guys, we grew up playing football together. I'm probably in both of your top 3s for accuracy throwing. I'm not even trying to boost myself, but do you guys know 3 people who throw footballs better than me? In history, like in your history.
In my history, 3 people that can throw a football.
Brandon, I'm gonna say hell no. I'm definitely in your top 3.
Well, David's raising his hand over here, but
David played a lot of quarterback too. Me and David were often chosen to be the quarterbacks on the field.
I feel like I favor your arm just because you're the first person to get me used to like bullets. Like before playing with you, I've never people would never threw a bullet to me, but playing with you, I took one to the face and I was like, okay, I'm gonna catch this next time. Fuck all that.
I'm gonna throw it in your I'm gonna throw it in your pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I play baseball, but for somebody who is good accuracy wise, those throws aren't impressive because ain't no defense, ain't no pressure. And football is half skill and half adrenaline. Yeah. And on pro, there is no adrenaline. There's none. So it's more impressive watching Sam Darnold do that in a live game than it would be somebody at a pro day. I could care about a pro day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I saw that play. It was tough. He was on the run. Dude was chasing him, and he did the whole step and throw it across. I'm gonna send y'all the video. It was party. I'll say in my West Mississippi, it was party.
And let's keep it real. These guys are 6'6", and their hands are clearly over the top of the football. It's not as impressive as we think. just like in basketball, like, you know, I've got a pretty good jumper. I grew up playing with plenty of other hoopers, but then you have guys in the NBA. Oh, he made 5 threes in a row. Yeah, so does the homie down the street. Except these guys are 6'10". It's probably easier for them, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
No, doing this doesn't help. We heard that whole conversation.
our whole like pantry is full of alcohol. Sorry.
We getting turned up tonight?
Not turned up, just, you know, maybe a little buzz or something, you know.
Man, I got make sure you take a drink for your homie that quit, man. Because, man,
that story is wild.
David puts tequila in his cereal. Can't trust him nowhere.
Wow, that's crazy.
On that note, this has been another episode of Culture by the Uncultured.
Nice try, man. All right, guys. Well, this has been another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Culture by the Uncultured. Remember, Piglets, Culture by the Uncultured is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. We hope everyone out there is staying safe. And if you can't be safe, be deadly. Catch you guys next time. Later.